So the first thing you're going to see if you're using Aether under PrescientIQ is a sign-in. If you've been in before, the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to see this quick walkthrough to give you a general navigation, and we're going to do that. So it's telling us the first thing I need to do is have data. So I have to upload some data. Here I can drop in a CSV file, and we'll look at some other ways to get data up. I want to see my simulation, and I want to manage my simulation. And then there's a start button that is good to know, and then we'll see the results. And we're done. So just with that simple little navigation gives me the capability to navigate what I need to do. So there's not a lot of what I would call heavy lifting on a learning standpoint. Now I am at in Aether AI, now I'm at the data upload. So I can either drop in a bunch of CSV files or JSON code into that. But in our case, we already have some connected resources. And if you've seen the AICD pad, you know how we clean data and upload a bunch of data. So we're going to connect that source. We use that. Salesforce. And then we're going to connect our ERP system, Oracle. And if these happen to come up red, that means there is something underneath the connector. If somebody other than us has set it up, maybe they just didn't get the instructions right, but we can fix that. And here, a couple things in the simulation model you're going to walk through. At the top, you're going to find you can schedule these or you can start them immediately once they're selected. The simulation parameters, we have the model names. Some of our clients were put drop downs because they're using Claude, Perplexity, OpenAI, and Gemini. They're using several. And then you can come into a deep scan, balanced, or quick scan. Now the temperature. The temperature can be set. If you are in a very creative randomness mode, go down to the left. Smaller gets it more random. It's a hyperparameter that controls the randomness and creativity of your output. So depending what you do, if we're working in healthcare, we're kicking this up pretty much to a 0.9. If you want, we do have presets. You can make your own and add as many as you want, depending on what you're doing in the simulation. The first one we're going to run right here, and it lit up for start. We're not going to schedule. So we're going to run that. And it's completed. Riley Quinn. Let's look at this. So Riley Quinn has given us, we have gone out there, and the simulation ID is critical because every customer has a different customer journey and everybody has different needs. If we go into here, this stuff all gets pumped up to the AI CRM pads. So this is good information. Recent activity, where it was connected from. And this is what makes Prescient and this Aether simulator work. First of all, it is under looking at lead sources. So if you're in an omni-channel environment and you're working with, say, maybe multinational company and you have over 75 different channels coming into your corporate system, this is where you're going to find it. So you're going to find stuff like organic search, paid social, direct, email campaigns, paid social referrals, and then you're going to find the AI sentiment, and that's running it through. Think of the first one is here, historical, correlation, AI sentiment, foresight. Historical, and then AI, and you can see some of these change. And then the AI lead score is not a predeterministic lead score as you would see in the legacy systems. This is calculated by everything that has occurred with Riley Quinn with this unique ID. And now we're going to go look at some reports, because now I have to go to my boss. I've run the simulation. Now I've got an executive summary. I've got our investment allotment already calculated by channel. I've got my projected, this is a simulated ROI with a confidence level of 92% or better. Some are even running at 97% or better. And then I can see this down here, everything that needs to happen in my channel, in my sales channel. So my boss comes up and says, hey, why don't we just spend all our money on direct sales? That seems to be the biggest payback. But if you look at each one of these channels, have been analyzed thoroughly to have a different objective. So that's the difference. And then you can come very quickly over here, look at the conversion ratios. And some of these you may not be happy with, like here, paid social. If you look at that, the conversion rate is low. Well, that's because these are posts. These are educational. So what it's saying is that, I think we can get this up to 1.2x, at least get it close to a 2x with some refocusing, maybe doing some targeting on lookalike audiences that are in the system. Once I talk about all of that, and this could just be displayed on a computer, I'm generating my strategic playbook. Now, once I've run my strategic playbook, I have an AI-generated sales and marketing playbook to come to my boss and say, hey, guess what, team? In the next 30 days, here's what we're doing. Here's our KPIs. These are the industry pods we need to deploy. Aether and PrescientIQ integrations, run. In the next 60 days, plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to build upon that foundation by scaling success of the initiatives. Keep going and adapt as we go. And then 90-day plan. Here's our 90-day plan with KPIs. So everything is ready to go, and I can push this for the folks that use PrescientIQ right here, and it goes up to the system. Now, before we go, I do want to talk about the admin panel. So in here, we have it controlled. We have our API credits usage, what's coming in, what's being piped in. We've got the models that we have set up in here. We can look at our last 30 days where we've gone on the chart. Here it tells daily API usage over the last 30 days. I come down here. Here's all my API keys. So think of it almost as a multi-tenant system. Maybe you're in a multinational company and you have SBUs out there, different countries, and they have different, you can put their API keys. And a few other things down at the bottom. So that's it for Aether. And look us up at matrixlabx.com